Hey, I'm Jesse. Let's have a devotion. Yesterday we glanced at how the revelation, or rather the genealogy at the end of Ruth is quoted at the genealogy, the gematria at the beginning of Matthew. Now I want to take you to Revelation. I want you to see these parallels between the book of Ruth and this climactic ending with Boaz before the elders at the city gate, paying the full price, redeeming the bride who is in distress, and now in Revelation 5, Jesus acting as our Redeemer. We are his bride. See Ephesians 5, see 1 Corinthians, right? We are redeemed by him. See the Gospel of Matthew, our very next series. And he paid the full price. See the passions of the Christ, the gospel accounts of Christ on the cross. And he is willing and he is able. Look at this text right here. Then I saw, this is John, being shown, just being having Christ revealed to him. Hence, it is the revelation of Christ. If you hear somebody say, call this book Revelations, there's no S at the end. Okay, it's one revealing, hence revelation of Jesus to John. Then I saw, hence revelation, in the right hand of the one seated on the throne, a scroll with writing on both sides, sealed with 7 seals. I also saw a mighty angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the scroll and break its seals?" But no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth was able to open the scroll or even to look in it. I wept and wept because no one was found worthy to open the scroll or even to look in it. Then one of the elders said to me, "Do not weep. Look, the Lion from the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has conquered so that he is able to open the scroll and its 7 seals." Then I saw one like a slaughtered lamb standing in the midst of the throne and the 4 living creatures, and among the elders he had 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent into all the earth. He went and took the scroll out of the right hand of the one seated on the throne. When he took the scroll, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb. Each one had a harp and golden bowls filled with incense, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sang a new song. "You are worthy to take the scroll and to open its seals, because you were slaughtered and you purchased people for God by your blood from every tribe and language and people and nation. You made them a kingdom and priests to our God, and they will reign on the earth." Then I looked and I heard the voice of many angels around the throne, and also of the living creatures and of the elders. Their number was countless, thousands plus thousands of thousands. They said with a loud voice, "Worthy is the Lamb who was slaughtered to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing." I heard every creature in heaven, on earth, under the earth, on the sea, and everything in them say, "Blessing and glory and honor and power be to the one seated on the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever." The 4 living creatures said, "Amen," and the elders fell down and worshiped. Then I saw the Lamb open one of the 7 seals. So that's chapter 5 of Revelation, going into the first words of chapter 6. And the theme is this scroll with writing on both sides. We said this in the beginning of Ruth. That's the title deed to a property that is in distress. A property like that of Elimelech, a piece of the promised land. This scroll would have been kept as record, perhaps even given to poor Naomi, whereby the stipulation on the back said she had 7 years to find a Goel, someone like Boaz, a Levirate, who was willing and able. He was of the proper lineage, and he was willing and able to pay the full price to redeem this distressed bride. And then the title deed was scrolled over. Wax was dipped in 7 places, perhaps sealed with a signet ring so as to prevent forgery. And now we have in the Revelation just such a scroll as would have been the title deed to Elimelech's property in the book of Ruth. And there's an angel calling out to anyone who is worthy. He saw on the right hand of the one seated on the throne a scroll with writing on both sides, sealed with 7 seals. This is the title deed. You can see Ruth all over this. Not only about the title deed, which would have been the title deed to Elimelech's property, you can see the elders who are all present. Boaz called forth a crowd of elders, and now there are elders likewise all here. We see the lineage likewise. Do not weep. Look, the line, the tribe of Judah. Judah again is named in the 4th chapter of the book of Ruth. The root of David, who is also the very last word of the book of Ruth, is now named here. Has conquered so that he is able to open the scroll and its 7 seals. Right? We see that the Lamb is worthy, that Jesus exists as a Lamb who is alive though he's been slain. And he has this scroll. He's worthy to take it. He has paid the full price with his blood. Just like Boaz paid the full price for the distressed property, Jesus has paid the full price for you and I and for our redemption. There are people from every tribe and every people and every language and every nation that are all made into a kingdom. This is also beautiful because Ruth was a Moabitess from an enemy nation, a pagan nation, that also was conceived through another scandal. All of this is coinciding and foreshadowing just mere glimpses, as beautiful as they are, of this greater eternal reality. Just like Ruth came from another nation and now she's part of the nation of God, there are people from every nation and every language and every tribe that are all together now priests to our God. There are elders at the city gate, and an overabundance of the minimum requirement as prescribed by Old Testament law there to witness the redemption of Ruth by Boaz. There's an overabundance of elders here all around the throne. In fact, there's a massive number of witnesses, myriad upon myriad, thousands of angels, and there are living creatures. These angels, talk more about them because they have their own stories, by the way, and these elders who are all giving witness, just like they gave witness to the redemption of Ruth at the city gate. These elders, these creatures, these angels, they give witness to the redemption of you and I. Worthy is the Lamb who was slaughtered to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. Everything that Jesus taught, it's true. He has given without measure, and now it's been measured back to him. He has given and sown in love and grace and mercy, and now he is receiving honor and power and riches and wisdom and strength and glory and blessing forever and ever. All of this is proclaimed upon him. Everything that Jesus taught in the Sermon on the Mount, like we saw 2 weeks ago in our devotions, has come back to him. He has been like a greater, truer, epic, eternal Boaz, and we have been like generation upon generation of broken Naomis and embittered Maras, right, her alter ego. And we have been like Ruth. We have been enemies of God who have been brought in. We have been the distressed bride who could not make our own way. We're dependent upon the law of God. By that law, we become conscious of our sin. And for our sin, the atoning work by the Christ is poured out. It is shaken down, pouring over, beyond, put right in our laps, right here, this incredible outpouring of grace. We're like Ruth. He's like Boaz, only eternally greater. It's in fact, the eternal purpose of the book of Ruth. This is the eternal fulfillment of what was just given divinely, anecdotally in the book of Ruth. Jesus is our Boaz, and it is marvelous to behold. As this scroll, this title deed to the earth, okay, the house, the household, the land that has fallen into distress, fractured by sin, as this scroll is unfurled, the 7 seals that are broken in order to open it, they're punctuated by these outpourings. And this provides actually some of the structure for the book of Ruth. The book of Revelation. Sorry, see, they're almost interchangeable because they just interlock so beautifully. The 7 seals are followed by the 7 trumpets, which are followed by the 7 bowls of wrath. And these provide the structure for much of the whole book of Revelation. That scroll is our title deed to all of creation. We are the bride who is in distress. Aren't you glad we have a Redeemer? I'll see you tomorrow.